Fuck you and you and you. I hate your friends and they hate me too. Fuck you and you and you. It's that hot girl bummer anthem. Turn it up and throw attention.
Good day everyone and welcome to another LEGO Hidden Side review. Today we're going to be doing set 70427. Welcome to the Hidden Side 189 pieces, 25 bucks for minifigures. And definitely one of the most interesting Hidden Side sets. Definitely the one that visually stands out the most from the others. They've got a pretty congruent sort of style to them with the kind of punk emoji sort of thing going on with like the greenish ghosts and then the very sort of brightly colored protagonists, you know, with all sorts of wacky gadgets and the sort. But this one is a pretty considerable shift with the whole sort of entering of this hidden side, as it were. What I really hope is that it's sets like this that's going to sort of make up wave 3 of Hidden Side. What I really hope happens is that, firstly, that Hidden Side gets a third wave. I really want it. And that this is going to be what we get for all of the third wave. It's all going to take place within the Hidden Side, and we'll get sort of like these mismatched colored versions of all the main characters. I think that'd be really, really cool. So there's definitely a lot of potential, I think, with this idea, and I really hope that they go through with something similar to that. Anyways. Minifigures, all of whom are exclusive. First up here, we have got Waylon. Waylon is a ghost, as you can see. When the ghosts are actually on the hidden side, they don't just conform to like greenish colors, they actually have like a variety of colors. Nice sort of orangish yellow wraith bottom right there. He's got like the fire. He's got the crinkle on his shirt makes me think he's got something of a gut. And then he's got kind of like an upset face, and then he's got some like more flames at the back right there. Very cool minifigure, very interesting. Scrimper here is the exact same, except he is grinning. I like that face a lot more, but the sort of wraith bottom and the torso are exactly the same. Next up, we have Axel Chops, who's quite cool. He's got a red wraith bottom, which is a really, really nice piece to get, and then he's got like a lumberjack's torso. There's some flames on here, but they're a little bit less noticeable, as you can see. Then there's also some at the back with like the suspenders and whatnot. It's a really nice like lumberjack's torso. I really wish I had this minifigure when I had done the Red Dead Redemption mock, because this is the perfect torso for one of Bill Williamson's outfits, and I really was not too content with the torso and legs I went for with Bill Williamson, but if I had had this torso, it would have gone really well with him. The fires at the bottom are very subtle. They're barely even there, so I think it would have been nice. Unfortunately, Axel Chops only has sort of like the boring older axe. I kind of wish he had like one of the newer fire axes or something more interesting than this old kind of obsolete weapon. Kind of unfortunate, but then as you can see, he's got a face which is similar to the other two ghosts, this time on a trans red head instead of like the trans yellow and with the red printed on there. The red printed onto the trans red doesn't show up that nicely, and the eyes look a little bit off kilter. And, like, not intentionally. Like, this eye seems a lot thinner than the other one, doesn't it? It almost looks like there was, like, a scratch or something, like the paint came off. Like, it doesn't look quite right to me. Like, tell me that the one eye doesn't look a little bit, like, distorted, you know? And on the box, it doesn't really look like that. So, did I get, like, a slight defect, or are all of them like this? I don't know. Just ever so slightly wonky. But still a cool minifigure, and then he's got like the more recent sort of Eskimo hat on, which is quite appropriate. Yeah, looks good with the little folds on the side. Very, very cute. I kind of wish that like they had the tan fluff be like changed to like an orange color or something, so it was more congruent with his very sort of, you know. Is monochromatic the right word for a character that only goes by one hue? Monochrome means like only one color, because like mono, But does it work for things that are outside of like grays? I don't know, because this is like a monochrome of red. I might be using that term correctly, but maybe not. I don't know. I didn't take color theory in university. Anyways, then we've got easily the most interesting minifigure of the entire set. And that's saying something, especially when you've got 3 out of 4 Wraith minifigures, which is Jack. And he's got like all sort of blue colors now. In the hidden side, like the color scheme of everything changes. So now he's in all blue, which is very, very interesting. Same black legs, but the belt is now sort of like a bluish color, and the, you know, silver bone. Phone is bluish. Don't know if it was like that before, but his hoodie is kind of like a sort of minty blue sort of color, which is really quite nice, sort of a good offset to his usual white. The faux raptor's claw that he's got on there is kind of like the regular sort of lighter color of blue. His face is a nice sort of light blue. He's got this one, which is kind of determined and maybe a little confused, and then he's got this one, which is nice and scared. And then his hood, same color as his torso, and then he's got like the nice blue sort of cap with the black up there. Really, really nice, very interesting, very, you know, very cool minifigures, sort of just like such a visual contrast to all the other Jacks we've got, and it's really, really nice, and it feels very appropriate in this sort of scene, you know. This minifigure sort of being coupled with this set really helps to complete the whole aesthetic, that everything here is just sort of like all very cool colors outside of the ghosts themselves, which is a very interesting concept. I really appreciate it, and I think it's really cool. So good minifigures. 4 for a set of this price is excellent, and nothing to complain about there. Really, really good. So then we have the actual set. Which, as far as I can... Shit. Ugh, stupid loose parts. As far as I can tell, this connects to the Subway set. I might be getting the Subway set, so I might be able to tell you, but if I don't get the Subway set, then I will never know. But yeah, I think that this thing does actually connect to like the Subway, because as you can see right there, it says City Subway in Newbury Park, so I think that, like, much like in the video shorts online, like the Subway is like a conduit to the hidden side. I don't know. Either way, as you can see in the center of this thing, we've got sort of like a tree, a cool haunted tree, which is quite nice. On either side, we've got like burps in black, burp over here, and then the burp over there, and then moving up, as you can see, you've got like that scary sort of hidden side style face with like the lighter green colors. Really cool foliage pieces. We get 3 of these like nice blue foliage pieces, and then one of these like black sort of hanging sort of, I think originally it was like a seaweed piece sort of right here, but it works nicely as sort of like something that's hanging off of like a spooky tree. Yeah, the face on it looks good. A part of me kind of wishes that the face was like a nice sort of a bluish color to be a little bit more visually congruent with everything else, but I guess it works. Really cool how they did the face there, by the way. They've got like a little bit of a, like claw bit down there, which kind of makes it look like he's got a little bit of a goatee. Got the teeth, of course, in there, sort of the larger teeth pieces on the bottom, and then the smaller sort of muted ones up at the top. Printed eye pieces as well, which is quite nice, and then a skeleton torso to make up the face, which is really quite cool. I think that's a very creative part use. And then, of course, you can also like adjust the eyebrows to maybe slightly adjust the expression. You know, maybe that's like a sleep, I don't know. So yeah, sort of cool central build, definitely very visually striking. We've gotten our fair share of evil trees in our day, interestingly enough, but I would definitely say that this is amongst some of the better evil trees that we've gotten. Then on either side of him, he's got like a claw piece on either side. We can, as you can see, sort of like the roots sort of trail off to these sorts of like diagonally shifted panels over here. And both of his claws, which as you can see are quite simple, with like, you know, just 2 fingers. They both flip up and they've got yellow on the bottom. And I don't really know what that's all about. And again, I kind of wish that instead of yellow, maybe we had something blue or black, or maybe this color to make it like visually congruent. You know, like you had this sort of very light, sort of pale lime under there to sort of like unify the colors a little bit better. I don't know, I think that would have been cool. It's the exact same over here. I think it looks best with those down, and I think it looks quite cool. Sort of the idea that not only is this thing like a living tree, but also it's got like hands that are like gripping into the earth and whatnot. I don't know, it's just a sort of visually interesting thing. And over on that side, as you can see, we've just got one of like the standard one-piece lamppost parts that I've never really liked. I've always thought that that lamppost piece has always been sort of a cop-out, if you will. And then just like a little lantern up there. And then of course over here we've got the obligatory hidden side wheel, which always kind of takes me out of these sets. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really see the point of this wheel. I'm sure it has something to do with the app, but I really don't like it that much. It always crops up in sets, and here it doesn't even feel appropriate. And like, yeah, it looks a lot better when you take it off. But sure enough, here it is. So yeah, you got your gray, got your coral, got your blue, and you got your yellow. And I don't know what it means. I don't really care to learn what it means. It's just kind of an eyesore. It works well on some of the sets. Some of the sets are like, you know, some of the sets like JB's Ghost Lab and whatnot, and the bus actually have those wheel pieces, and they feel kind of in place, but here it's just kind of there. And it doesn't really feel like it belongs. Like, I always figured that was like a piece of JB's, like, science equipment. What the hell is one of JB's pieces of science equipment doing in the hidden side, you know? Like I said, I'm sure it has something to do with the app. It's just not something I really care for. On the other side of this bad boy, we've got absolutely nothing. Oh yeah, we've got a window up here to the play feature. Get a load of this. You can have Jack standing there, and then there's a little bucket, and you spill it, and some, come on, and 2 spiders and a bat falls out. Here are your spiders. They're the newer versions of spiders. Here's the bat that desperately needs an update. And yeah, you just put those in the mouth of the thing, and that's your play feature. It's kind of lame. If it was not here, I wouldn't have even noticed, and I wouldn't have even cared. You know the play feature is really not that enticing when it's not even showcased. Oh, yes it is. It is showcased on the back of the box. Right there in that teeny little corner. You get to throw some spiders out of the thing's mouth. Like, yeah, I get it. I get that you're going for like the whole creepy, scary, spooky thing, but come on. Come on. You know what? If there was ever a set that I was going to actually do the app with, I would probably do it with this set, because this one you actually get Lady E with, who, as I understand, so far has been like the main antagonist that the characters have been chasing. I watched those video shorts a while ago, so I'm a bit rusty on them, but I think it's Lady E that they're like hunting down. Whatever the hell she did. Invade the school, I think, in the season 1 finale. I don't know, man. I don't know. Either way, it's a cool set. For a set of this price, it's very visually interesting. Usually sets of this size don't really serve that much of a purpose, but this one is quite cool. You got 4 minifigures, all of which are quite nicely detailed. You've got a set that actually really conveys a sense of world, you know? Like, the set has such a presence, like you're actually in like a different realm, you know, and I really appreciate that. The visual contrast between the usual hidden side set and this set is very striking, and it makes this one very immediately appealing. Even among some of the bigger sets, you know, whenever you know, you're in the store, or I guess you're not these days. Back in the day when you used to be allowed in stores, you know, you'd see the new hidden side sets, and this one was just so different, because it was like, whoa, what the hell's going on there? Like, it's such a nice shift, and I really hope that if they do continue with hidden side, that they actually, like, use this world in other sort of scenarios, because it's cool. It's a neat... Shit. Sorry. It's a cool sort of world, it's a cool sort of concept, it's just a nice sort of change of pace, you know, and I appreciate that. It's cool. It's cool. And bonus points for if this thing connects to the Newberry Subway set. Might get it, might not. I don't know. But I suppose we'll see. Regardless, cool set, cool idea, cool execution. Not crazy about the turn style thing always being over there, but I guess the gimmick with these hidden side sets is that it's an app, so I guess it's gotta be there. But other than that, it's cool. You get some cool pieces also, just like to point out, these new sort of blue foliage pieces. I mean, if they've appeared anywhere else, then they're certainly not common. It's a cool set, it's a cool concept, and I like it. So that's really all I've got to say about the Hidden Side. Welcome to the Hidden Side set. Redundancy, welcome to the Redundancy set. Catch you jokers on the flip, but, you know, stay tuned for the video I'm uploading right after this, because I'm going to be cutting, like, right now, and as soon as I cut, I am immediately going to be depositing these minifigures in the great minifig ranking of 2020. So, you know,